So I think it's very safe to say that a lot of us have been very disappointed in Star Wars games lately, and we're wondering, what does the future hold for us? What is going on with the open world Star Wars game? And also, will we be seeing a single player Star Wars game in the mix? So I've got some brand new details about all of this for you guys today in a recent interview with Game Informer. Jade Raymond, who's leading the team at EA Motive and also EA Vancouver to create the open world Star Wars game, sat down with Game Informer and did an interview and gave us some insights as to what developers are actually working on this title. And there's some brand new developers that just surprised me. I'm so excited about who's actually working on the game. We need some good news here about Star Wars games because, yes, we've been quite let down by quite a bit lately. The roadmap for Battlefront 2 was revealed. Yes, we're getting Clone Wars content. I'm so freaking excited about that, but it's coming really late, which is a bummer. So, let's go into the actual quotes here. And of course, we're taking a look at Star Wars 13 gameplay, which of course was canceled, which gutted a lot of us. But in this article, it says that they sat down with General Manager Jade Raymond at this past E3 and EA Play, and they spoke about the open world game and also the previous game, which was canceled, Project Ragtag, which was being developed by Visceral Games. And they spoke about what developers made it onto the open world games project. So first of all, this was the standout statement right here. It says, there are people who worked on Sleeping Dogs, a bunch of people who worked on Prototype, some who worked on a new IP that was kind of open world. So there's a mix of people from the original team and people who were supplemented. So these are the people that have come from the Star Wars Visceral Games project, and then other developers that have come from, yes, Sleeping Dogs and even Prototype. I love those games. Those games were really, really good games, and I couldn't believe Sleeping Dogs was on the list. So that does really get me excited because it sounds like this team does know what they're doing. Now, previously we did learn that also there's a bunch of Ubisoft developers in the mix as well, from Far Cry and the like. And I think Far Cry is a really, really good franchise as well. So a lot of people from a lot of different spaces, but mostly familiar with open world games. So this does, in my opinion, bode well for the future of this game, as long as they don't do anything to screw it up. So hopefully they have learned from their mistakes with Battlefront 2's launch. They don't go after the microtransactions in this one. Now, let's talk about more stuff from this article. So, this is another quote from the article. So they're talking about Visceral Games' previous project, which was known again as Ragtag. So it says Ragtag was being co-developed already with the team in Vancouver. So there was already a group of people who had been collaborating on it. The core team there is super, super strong. There are people who had worked on Skate, SSX, and a bunch of Need for Speeds back in the day. So there's a core group that was part of EA Black Box when that was a thing. It's people who worked on a lot of non-sport stuff out of EA Vancouver over the years. So yeah, they're listing off there a bunch of franchises, again, that I absolutely adore and love. SSX, Skate, and the like. And they even mentioned Need for Speed, of course, in there, which, as you guys know already, is very much open world. So the pool of talent is getting bigger and bigger for this brand new open world Star Wars game. And things are looking up for, at least at the moment. I'm going to let you guys know if things change. Of course, the biggest question is, what type of game will it be? Will it be more multiplayer focused? Or will it be more single player focused? That's going to be the question. So the article did go on to say this. We also asked what, if anything, the studio planned to preserve from the original linear single player concept, spearheaded by former Uncharted creative director Amy Hennig, who, of course, as you guys know, did leave EA to form her own studio. So Jade Raymond replied saying this: I don't know how much we're saying about that stuff right now, but the goal is we have 3 terabytes of Star Wars artwork, which is crazy, and there is a lot of really good work there. When we announced we were moving the game, the idea was pivoting more into player agency, but still keeping a lot of stuff that was great about it. there was a lot of really cool stuff, like tons of assets and really cool characters that have been created. So there's the goal of making sure we use all of that. End quote. So when they speak about player agency, I think they really mean player choice. And one game that has been mentioning that a lot lately is BioWare's new game, Anthem. So I'm curious to see if if Anthem is really successful, which I'm crossing my fingers that it is, because it does look very, very promising. Here's to hoping that they actually pull off something really good with Anthem. But they may just follow a similar model with the upcoming Star Wars game. It's going to be interesting to see if they go after more of a Destiny askew type Star Wars game. Of course, you have to remember, don't panic, for those of you that just want a single-player game, we do have Respawn Entertainment's game, which is going to be single-player only. That has been confirmed, and another exciting game in the works. And of course, you've got some of the God of War guys working on that one, which is most impressive. But yeah, there's the latest happenings around the open world Star Wars game, and of course, Respawn Entertainment Star Wars game. Let's just hope it all works out for once. We've been through a lot as Star Wars fans when it comes to Star Wars games. We've seen so many good games canceled, so many good games with potential just absolutely destroyed at launch. I'm speaking about Battlefront 2. That one had so much potential out of the gates at launch. It is just gut-wrenching what happened to that one. And they're really getting it down. They've changed the progression system. It's looking really good in terms of that. And then some of the stuff that's coming up here, although it's going to take forever, is very, very promising for the future of Battlefront 2. So in that way, I'm excited, but it's taking freaking forever. But guys, stay tuned here to Star Wars HQ for more news about this open world Star Wars game, and of course Respawn Entertainment Star Wars game, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Episode 9, and anything else Star Wars. But guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.